Believe it or not, mowing the grass, dealing with setbacks, and nurturing a healthy lawn have all shown me a deeper truth behind patience, discipline, and the legacy that we leave behind. So whether you're a dad or just someone trying to grow in life, this episode is for you. So go grab a cup of coffee or that watering hose and let's dig into some real talk about grass and fatherhood. Welcome to the Lawns and Life podcast, where DIYers go to get the tips and advice they need to have a great looking lawn. Well, hey there, lawn lovers. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Lawns and Life podcast, where we dive deep into the world of DIY lawn care. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned veteran looking to polish your skills, we have got something for everyone. In each episode, I break down simple, easy to understand topics that will help empower you to achieve your dream lawn. My name is Devin. I am the DIY lawn coach, and thank you so much for coming back for another week. Well, guys, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. I've got a really good episode planned for us today. Hopefully you'll enjoy it as well. So really quick, before we get going too far, make sure you hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. That really helps me out. I really appreciate it. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I just want to spend a few moments talking about 3 different lessons that being a dad has taught me about lawn care. You know, there are a lot of parallels between life and lawn care, and we're just going to talk about them. And then I want to go down memory lane and just talk about what I feel like is the golden age of lawn care. Talk about some of my favorite YouTubers that I remember watching years ago, and just kind of reminisce about them. And maybe you remember watching them, or we'll just talk about it. But first, as we always do, we have to do this week's mindful moment.
It can be hard to slow down and notice things in a busy world. Mindful moments is where we pause for a moment to reflect on the here and now. After all, life is happening now. We simply need to take time to notice. These small yet profound experiences remind us that life is not about the destination, but the journey we take to get there.
So if you are new to the podcast, want to say welcome. We're glad to have you. Thank you again for taking the time to listen. I really do appreciate it. But we do these mindful moments every single week. And as I've talked about, the reason why we do these is because life gets busy, and sometimes I feel like we all get put on autopilot. And I think it's really important that we take time out of our day, be intentional, and put our feet on the ground and just be present and be mindful about what we're doing and things that are going on in our lives. Because again, you put things on autopilot and you just don't realize, you forget how something tastes, or how something feels, or so I think it's important. But this week's mindful moment is a quote from Jon Kabat-Zinn. Hope I'm saying that right. I had no idea who this guy was until I kind of delve in a little bit deeper. But he has a PhD in molecular biology from MIT. So pretty smart dude. And his quote is, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." Now, I love this quote. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. And a lot of what we deal with in lawn care, we're going to go through these 3 lessons. And there are things in our lives that are completely out of our control. Okay, we can't stop the waves. We can't stop the things that are going to happen to us in our lives. But what we can do is learn to surf. We can learn to either deal with them or enjoy them as they come. As you guys know, I recently struggled with insomnia, and I am extremely happy today to announce that I am past insomnia. It is behind me now. I'm doing so much better. My sleep has greatly improved, and I attribute that a lot to the CBTI therapy that I went through. And again, if you missed that episode where we had the insomnia coach come on and talk about insomnia, I'm just blown away. But a lot of what I learned through that therapy is that that there are things in your life that are out of your control, and sleep happens to be one of them. Now, there happens to be a lot of other things that happen in our lives. But if we can learn to serve, if we can learn to enjoy them or embrace them, rather than maybe resist them or push back from them, we certainly would enjoy them a whole lot better, right? Like every day, the waves are going to come. They're going to keep crashing onto you. Now, you can either reject them and push them away and not want them to be here, or you can learn to serve. You can learn to deal with them. You can learn to accept them and then learn to actually enjoy them and embrace them. So I don't know what that means in your life. I certainly know what it means in my life. But yeah, that's this week's mindful moment. I hope you enjoyed that quote. It says, "You cannot stop the waves, but you can learn to surf."
I dreamt that we spoke again on the sand next to the ocean.
All right, guys. So this week, I just want to spend a few moments talking about 3 different lessons. So you guys know I've got 3 kids. I've got a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old daughter. I love my kids to death, but I think that there is a lot of parallels in life and lawn care. And I just want to spend a few moments this week just talking about that. I've got 3 different lessons that I feel like greatly translate from life, from being a dad to lawn care. And I think if we can learn these, embrace these, then you'll realize that what you're doing in your life will also help you have a better looking lawn. So let's get into it. So the first lesson is growth takes time. I cannot say this any more clearly. If you want to have a nice lawn, you've got to be patient. Okay. I've said this many times. Rome was not built in one day. Having a nice looking lawn takes patience. It takes consistency. Now, being a dad is very much the same. You know, even on those days when I feel like I'm not getting through to my kids and I keep saying the same things over and over and I keep doing them over and over. Hindsight being what it is, looking back, what they say, what's the saying? Hindsight is 20/20. Well, I look back at some of the things that I've dealt with as a parent today, and knowing that I put in the work when they were younger, and I'm starting to kind of see the fruits of my hard work. Well, your lawn is the exact same way. If you stay consistent and you keep doing the right things and you keep focusing on the right things, a great looking lawn is right around the corner, but it takes time. You have to learn your land. That's one thing that I learned from Alan. You have to learn your land. You have to learn your climate and how your grass reacts to things. And you can read about that in a book, but until you experience it, right, it's not going to click. It's not going to make sense. And the only way that you get that is through time and repetition and consistency. So I know a lot of my lawn veterans feel the same way, that patience and time is what it takes. And being a dad, being a parent has taught me that. I'm not a patient person by nature. I think that we kind of have we as lawn care nuts, lawn care people have a predisposition to a certain personality trait, and that we are not generally patient people. We want things and we want things now. That's probably a general statement for our society these days, but if you want to have a nice lawn, you have to be patient and understand that it takes time. And being a parent has taught me that. Lesson number 2 is mistakes equal growth. Now, when it comes to parenting, I have made my fair share of mistakes. I like to think that I have learned from them. I've also made a bunch of mistakes in my lawn as well. And I think it's important to recognize those mistakes and try to learn from them. So, talking about some of the mistakes that I've made as a parent to my kids was probably being too harsh, too hard on them, maybe expecting too much out of my kids at a younger age, maybe not necessarily age appropriate. And a lot of that was because I was driven. I want my kids to be successful, and I want them to be happy and healthy and be successful in life. And I kind of push them maybe a little too hard, and I recognize that, and I'm learning to deal with that and understanding how what the approach needs to be for that. But in lawn care, it's kind of the same thing, right? Like, you're going to make mistakes. I have made mistakes as a parent. You're going to make mistakes in the lawn. You're going to accidentally mow too low. One time you're going to accidentally drop your mower deck. You're going to forget that you did that. And you're going to mow a stripe down the middle of your lawn that's shorter than everything else. Or you're going to accidentally apply the wrong product at the wrong rate, and it's going to jack up your lawn. Or you're going to accidentally put the mower blades on upside down. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to accidentally spill fertilizer in your lawn. You know that you're supposed to fill that hopper on the driveway, but you get complacent and you fill it on the grass and it tips over and you spill fertilizer. But you learn from that. You learn those mistakes and you won't hopefully do them again. And as far as being a dad and making mistakes, it's kind of, to me, they're one and the same. I understand that those mistakes equal growth, and growth equals success. And in lawn care, recognizing those mistakes and fixing them and learning from them has helped me throughout, my lawn care journey. All right, so the third lesson that I want to talk about is that you can't control the weather. Now, this goes right back to our mindful moment this week. And it's not just the weather, like the clouds and the rain and the heat and the humidity, right? Like, think about the weather more as a season of life, right? Like, we can't control the season. There are certain things that we can control and certain things that we cannot control. When it comes to controlling things as a parent, the older my kids have gotten, the less and less control that I have. My son's driving now. I can't control the music that he listens to. I can't control some of the people that he hangs out with. I can't control the decisions that he makes, right or wrong, when I'm not there. And so learning to adapt and deal with that and weather those different storms, if you will. Well, the lawn care is the same. Now, physically controlling the weather. Yeah, we can't control when it rains. We can't control when it's hot. But we have to learn to adapt our lawn care practices to get the most out of our lawns. And being a parent is the same way. This particular lesson is incredibly hard for me to manage because I am what professionals call a control freak. I just like to be in control. And so a lot of that is why I dealt so much with insomnia, is because I was trying to control something that I couldn't control. Your sleep. You cannot control your sleep. And it's this, there are certain things in life that you can't control. And you just have to learn. That's why this week's mindful moment was so powerful for me, because it wasn't just learning to learn how to control. I can't control the weather, but I can learn how to apply fungicides at the right time, or what to look for, or how to water my lawn appropriately, or how to cut it appropriately, or how to deal with my son who, stays out later than what we talked about, or whatever. But you can't control the weather. And in life and in lawns, it is 100% the same. All right, so this last little segment that I want to talk about is what I'm going to call the golden age of YouTube lawn care. I wrote down a list of some of my favorite YouTubers from years ago, 5, 10, 12 years ago. These guys were on YouTube, and I call it the golden age of YouTube. And honestly, part of me is kind of that nostalgia, right? Like I miss some of these guys. I miss watching them. I thought they were some great storytellers. They were packed full of information that were helping me as a DIYer grow up and learn about lawn care. I think today's YouTube is very, very different than it was 5, 10 years ago. I don't want to say that it's bad now. It's just different. The guys that are in the game, me included, I guess I'm one of them now. The game is a little bit different. And the first one I want to start off kind of thinking about or talking about is Connor Ward, the Lawn Rebel. I just absolutely loved watching him. He was never afraid to say it like it was, and just some of his sayings, his mannerisms were incredible. I still use the one, the real pisser offer. I just love that one. What a fantastic guy. I really miss him. I loved watching his videos. He had an absolutely beautiful lawn. He had an absurdly large mower that he was driving around. And so I don't know what happened to Connor. I mean, obviously I know he's still around. He posts every once in a while, but he got into, I guess, this trailer business where he was hauling maybe trash or something. And, but he had an absolutely gorgeous lawn. I think he lived out in Utah, and just a fantastic guy. I loved watching Connor. And then even Alan, Alan Hain still does the YouTube thing. Obviously, he's really big into yard mastery now, but I miss the Alan Hain from Northwest Indiana. The videos of him on a green screen, and I just think about back to those videos, and they were so informative. And today it almost seems like, the problem with making YouTube videos today is there's nothing out there that hasn't already been done, said a million times. And so us as creators, like, we're just trying to find that thing that hits different, that maybe does it in a different way. Some of these guys are doing just fantastic. I think about Jesse. Lawn Life is killing it. He's doing so well. He's able to go out on his own. You've got George with Princess Cut Lawn. He's killing it. These guys are they're incredible. They're so good, but not only, in lawn care, but just behind the camera, and they're so creative, and they just do a fantastic job. But it's just different than what it was back then. What about Jake the Lawn Kid? Right? Like, remember when he was hanging out with Alan and running around and pulling his little lawn equipment on his dad's trailer, and the little pull behind on his John Deere tractor or whatever. Like, those days were awesome. Another guy that's kind of local to North Carolina that I really enjoy was Paul's Prime Cuts. Incredibly knowledgeable guy. Out on the eastern part of the state, was making all kinds of videos, dealt mostly in the professional world, but he would also talk to some DIYers as well. I really enjoyed all the content that he made. Somebody else who I love to watch was Castleberry. I think he was in the Atlanta area, and what an incredible storyteller that he was. He was a family man as well, showing his wife and his kid. I think they called her Turf Boss. I loved watching these guys, and he got with Do My Own. I don't know really what happened with that relationship, but that, I guess, maybe went south or something happened, and then he moved out west, I believe, and then started doing some lawn renovation with that, and then he just kind of faded off. Ryan Knorr, who I think is probably one of the best YouTubers, lawn care YouTubers out there, is an incredible storyteller, incredible when it comes to videography and cameras and lighting, and he just does an absolutely incredible job. And there's a reason why he gets hundreds of thousands of views on every single video, because he's just fantastic. But even thinking back to some of his earlier day videos when, he had his bluegrass front lawn and he was just dominating the whole neighborhood and helping people out. Before everybody had their own product, before everybody was kind of peddling product. And, and I understand why we want to turn this thing that we love into making money to help fund. And it just kind of worked out that way. But I think about a lot of these guys that were doing it back then. I don't think they were doing it for the money. They were just incredible people wanting to tell a story. And I go back and I even watch some of their videos from 10 years ago, 7 years ago. And it gives me goosebumps because I really enjoyed what I would call the golden age of lawn care. I don't know that I don't think things will ever go back to that way. I think the world is changed, and that's okay, but it's just a different time. And if any of these guys happen to see this video and want to come on the podcast, I would love to have them. This is an open invitation. Send me an email to thediylawncoach@gmail.com and let's set up a meeting and let's find out what you guys have been up to. I'd love to get you on the podcast. I hope you guys have a great week. Stay cool out there. It's kind of the dog days of summer. We're middle of July. It's hot. Not a whole lot going on. I am starting to get pretty excited for football season. My Panthers are looking good. Football training camp will be firing up here, and right in the middle of baseball season. Baseball is really, really kind of heating up. You got college football's right around the corner, and fall will be here before we know it. So it's just kind of an exciting time, but we just got to sit on our hands and deal with some hot weather. And I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for listening this week. Please leave me a comment. If you ever have a question, please leave that down below. Also want to invite you to join my private Facebook page. It's the DIY Lawn Coach group on Facebook. Please make sure that you answer the questions and agree to the rules. And the main reason for that is just because I want to deter bots, right? Like I want actual humans in our group, not bots. I don't know how the whole bot thing works, if they can figure out a way to get through even the questions, but I just want to make sure that we're dealing with real people. And also follow me on Instagram as well. I like to post some fun stuff there too. So I hope you guys have a great week. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. I'll see you guys next week. My name is Devin. I'm the DIY Lawn Coach. I can't wait to see you tomorrow.